All right, I'm gonna mute.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a late season ITSL game between Ryan Pindulic and David DiCarlo. Justin Abramson here with you. We'll get to Max Goldman in just a moment, and this is a key game for ITSL playoff seeding. Ryan is the 2 seed currently, could fall to the 3 with a loss, would stay at 2 with a win, but the game is far more consequential for David, who would win the division title over Patrick Gong if he wins this game tonight. If he loses, Patrick takes that division title. David would fall down a couple of slots in the wild card race. Now, of course, would still make the playoffs, but definitely matters quite a bit for seeding. So, Max is with me now. Max, talk to me about kind of these two players' mindsets going in. Do you think the relative
Well,
motivation will change anything?
well, first of all, I'm the one who actually went out of my way to go find this game to stream it. Actually hijacked my own stream, and I can't stream with Justin on my channel. So we're here, and he wouldn't even let me do the intro. Just hijacks the whole thing, this guy.
Wow. Yeah, what a jerk.
I just want to let everyone know that. Yeah, what a jerk.
What a jerk.
I mean, being 2 or 3 could actually matter if you could see the brackets, so you have an idea of like what side of on the top or bottom that could actually matter. I think for Ryan, David to actually get the extra bye matters quite a bit.
Yes.
And
matters a ton for David.
That is getting purged and seeing a 6 on a run in a game that could win you the division championship. Exactly what you're looking for, right?
Yes.
That's how you want to start at the USA.
Certainly. A huge coup here, and now David's got to get himself presence in the Middle East. He's got those 2 VPs to keep him company, but that will be cold comfort against this, what is probably going to be a tough purge. Now, to be fair, Ryan doesn't have very many ops left, and no access cards either, but a little bit easier for the Soviets when you've got your opponent purged and can just kind of pressure him a little bit.
So if you're Ryan, are you going to try and hold defectors to turn 3 here, or are you going to save UN for a big 4-0? I personally would save UN, but that's just me.
I'm generally a defectors holder.
I know you are. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, I think in this case, spacing it and holding UN is probably better. And obviously obviously David does not have Marshall, so we could
pick up Marshall, maybe pick up Japan. Yeah. I'm a very pro hold UN if you haven't seen the 4s and or NORAD.
So, Max, tell me what you think about a Lebanon coup here at some point. Are you going to try and pressure David in it with a coup? Yeah, I thought we might see this, but obviously it's an easy.
So
easy
my only thing is, that's the only thing. Like David is purged, does not want to coup a Iran at 3, does not want to use his like precious ops on like wasting it on a shit coup. Would probably love to get middle ops by cooing Lebanon, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm Ryan, I'm just like not giving David a good coup target here and forcing him to like burn any little bit of ops he has on a shit coup.
Yeah, because you've got to figure if Ryan coups and gets any kind of a roll, David won't coup back. He'll just go into Egypt, and then later coup Lebanon. So yeah, and this should be Egypt to stop Dom. That makes all the sense in the world. Okay. Now, Ryan could retake Dom if he wants by taking Iraq.
I think you take Iraq.
I think that's what I would do. You've got no access. Keep your opponent busy filling up battlegrounds in the Middle East and not spreading to France, Thailand, more important countries.
I agree. And, like, honestly, for all you know, DiCarlo is maybe he's going to be low on ops. Right? He is purged. Why is Ryan messaging me? Oh, we're not muted. You clown. He could hear us.
Well, I think he needs to deafen him. I think that is unfortunately on him. He needs to deafen himself. So Ryan, okay, sorry about that, folks. Ryan.
Well, let me.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the game, let's just go ahead and wait to see if Ryan deafens himself, as I've messaged him in. I've messaged him, so I'm going to wait for him to wait for
Yep.
you to let us know
Sorry about that,
you
folks. We won't
are
have.
Stefan.
We'll withhold our comments on the game until we get that situation squared away. We
Yeah,
apologize.
because I think I could mute him,
Yep.
but yeah, he's got to deafen himself, right?
Yes. Yeah, I just took a look and tried to figure that out myself.
Ryan, blink twice if you could hear us. Tell us your name. Beep boop. So I'm going to assume that because if he could still hear us, he would go back to Discord to let us know that he could still hear us, right? Because he could hear us telling him to tell us.
Yeah.
And he's not going back to Discord to answer me. Oh, there he is. I see him typing. Oh, man. Oh, he's no longer typing. He says, done.
Okay.
Done.
All right.
Okay,
We're
good to
back at it.
go.
So, from what I can tell,
You got
so
West Germany
Ryan
folks?
scored a Middle East Dom. It was interesting. We saw an event of independent Reds, which that was weird. But I suppose makes sense if you're worried about maybe an Italy coup or taking domination here in Europe. Because if
Well,
independent Reds
sock
had not been
doves.
played, Ryan would have Dom.
Yeah, and sock doves would give you you could drop your for free headline for 5 VP.
Yep.
So,
When you're purged, I guess the trade for one op is not bad. So good news for Ryan, he scored Middle East Dom. Bad news for Ryan is it looks like David dropped Nasser and then cooed Nasser right back out. So that's always always helpful for
pain.
the always helpful
Always
for the
pain.
U.S. for the long term, even though it doesn't help him immediately.
Yeah, getting that Libya access cut off, not great. And David just wants to save Millop, save a VP.
Yep. Okay. So he saves 2 VP by cooing, getting an extra mill up, lowering DEFCON by 1 level. So France sitting at 2-2. This is one of my favorite plays as the
Hey,
USSR in Twilight Struggle. He's not going to be able to do it. I
dude.
love the De
No,
Gaulle headline to
and
just immediately take France with no follow up.
yeah. But now it's very susceptible to Truman is the problem.
Yes, absolutely. So Truman would
So
be a good
would
headline
you
here.
consider, I mean, desol and so desol, you could take the ops out of there to desol it out, but you could also just do Yugoslavia at some point. Decall holding Asia scoring is, you know, you kind of want to do that, I think.
Yeah. Now the other issue, obviously, with decall is CIA. So I guess if you're going to decall like this,
Or UNing
you're
CIA.
going to UN CIA. I would rather go into Nigeria here, I think.
I think it depends if you're placing. Yeah, because he wants to get France out of it as well. That's why.
Okay.
You didn't want to give up Angola and Zaire on an Angola coup. I
Okay.
don't hate it. Like, honestly, I kind of, if you could take Thailand and France in one go, you should probably take Thailand and France in one go, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that,
I like that. Also gives you
and
Asia
if
Dom. So if David
Asia
takes the
Dom, if
coup,
you,
you get a nice 6 point Asia out of it.
yeah,
Also, of
yeah.
course, you can destall right into Nigeria. So that can wait.
I'm putting one in Libya if I'm with D-Stall here, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
So Venezuela, Chile, Nigeria, Libya would be your play.
I think so.
Now,
I
would you
think so, right?
destall
Like,
immediately if we see a coup here, or would you score Asia first?
probably score.
Yep, he's going to take that coup. Anything but a 1 here. And just enough.
Because, like, you don't want to use special to take Algeria, right?
Yep.
Like you basically can't. So you can't fight for the only battleground that's contested right now. So I think you just score.
Yeah, and he's got essentially no ops left. He's got destall, and then he's got UN of CIA. So he's got 2 1-op plays, and then a 2-op play, which is really a 1-op play. This should be
Yeah.
Algeria. And maybe a second in Zaire. Okay, 1 Libya makes sense. Perhaps trying
Yeah.
to
So
short circuit that.
I think getting that one into Libya now is really valuable. Like, if you know you're not getting into Egypt because of like you got Kuda with Nasser, getting one in there for Muslim Rev possibilities for poking Egypt. Like, I, I think you just have to do it.
Yeah,
Where do you
I think
think he
it's a
was
good play.
trying to click with that?
D-stall into Somalia would be a first.
It
It,
would be a
a
first,
good
but
choice in Twilight Struggle Red Sea, but this is the big boy Twilight Struggle. This is fine, and then I'd go Nigeria for my fourth. This is I would not go Panama. I'd go Nigeria. Yeah.
I still think there's a lot of value in Libya, but you haven't seen what 3, 4 ops, and you don't want to get realigned. Like I get it, it's conservative. I get it. Like if I was Ryan, I probably would be conservative also. Who am I kidding?
Yeah,
I'd
I
be a
would be
Bitcoin.
conservative. The other thing is, let's say you go Libya. Let's say for whatever reason David doesn't contest it. You don't have a two op to take it with.
I just want to be in there for Muslim Rev so I could
Yeah.
like poke Egypt
No, that's true.
and like be able to like event Muslim Rev
That's
in the
true.
mid war.
With
Right
Nasser
now,
gone, yeah.
but yeah, with Nasser gone, Muslim Rev is like really neutered.
Okay.
Oh, we're also both idiots. You could see if Ryan's deafened or not. Like a little thing goes up, icon next to his name.
Yes. Yes.
So we could have also just looked to
We
find
could
out if he
we
was
could have
deafened.
looked. I just assumed he was.
I just assumed he was also. But when we were having that whole discussion of is he or is he not, we also could have just looked.
Yeah,
So, you
definitely.
know, this is the top quality you expect in Twilight Struggle commentary, right?
Obviously,
The
obviously,
creme of the creme of sports commentary.
we're all over it right now. All right, folks. So let's take a look at the board. All three early war regions scored, but all three early war regions looking good for Ryan. Ryan got decall and destall this turn, so is competitive in Africa. He's the first in South America. The rest of his hand is garbage. He has very few ops. He needs to overprotect Thailand. He needs to overprotect France. He's got some stuff to do, and he also needs to
And
take Venezuela. But he certainly looks great here.
like you want one more in Thailand, France, Venezuela, and Laos, if you ask me. And honestly, you don't have enough ops to do it all.
Yep. Yep. Venezuela definitely. Thailand definitely. France definitely. And I
I,
agree, Lao, because you don't want you don't want
him
you,
to put one in Thailand and then after you coup walk into Laos and be able to country count you to stop your dom later
yep,
on.
that also might force you to take Pakistan and India before you're ready. I don't know where IP war is. It would be a good hold card for
And
David
no
here if he has it, because he
no
already
one
has
here
no
has been
ops.
burned by IP war significantly in the last like 2 or 3 games they've played. There's not a single person talking right now that might have wanted to burn that card.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Okay, I have a question for you, Justin. Game related. West Germany at 4-1, right? Third four. Say Ryan gets the Willie early on. Do you think he should event that? Get West Germany back up to 5-2 type thing and re-break it with the Willie.
It's not
Oh,
bad.
see,
Yeah.
look,
Okay.
look, Thailand.
Yeah. Annoying. And
Yeah,
now, so yeah, you're exactly right, Max. Ryan could at this point just take Thailand back, but then he concedes Lao and a path into
country
Western
count.
Asia. So yeah, he's going to burn China here, and I don't know. I kind of think this is the right decision. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I much prefer to talk about choices of what happens with the Willie later on in the game, but we're here. We're now in the early war still. The Willie will come. Hopefully, we'll get there.
The
I just don't know
Willie
if I'd burn
will
China.
come. Thank you, Max. I'm so glad we had this talk. Yes, so I think
I,
this
I,
is
I,
fine. Yeah.
I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could do if I have the balls. Like, the DEFCON possibility on turn 3 is real. Like, sure, there's 2 redraws that have to happen.
It's
I
three
don't know.
redraws, right? Haven't we seen?
Do we see 5-year plan?
I thought we did. Maybe we didn't. Okay.
Okay, maybe we did, and I missed it because I was talking about the Willie and
All
it
right.
coming later on in the game.
So
So if that's
that's
the case, then 3 redraws, I'd burn China.
maybe we didn't see it. Okay. So he does overprotect France. So he gets done everything he needs to get done, but he gives up China and no longer with CIA in his hand. And David up 2-0 in space. He's going to pick up a couple of VPs here on Millops. Had to space Korean War to do it. But okay, certainly you'd rather be Ryan here. But it's not hopeless for David by any means. A lot of Twilight Struggle left.
Yeah, but +7, you know Europe's not scoring for David. Like, if I'm Ryan, I'm pretty happy. Well, I guess +5 post middle ups here. +5, I'm still pretty happy after turn 2 with a good board position.
Yes. David, without question, has a lot of work to do here.
Yeah.
And
And if Asia
David doesn't
comes
have a good
back
region.
early,
He does not have
yeah.
a single good region on the board right now.
And if Asia comes back early turn 3 and Ryan picks up IP War on the redraw for mill ups, like there's 9 mill ups, you're selling at like 14 or 15 after the early war, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, goes Colombia and a poke of
North
North
Korea. Oh,
Korea.
I wonder where Ted's Willie is right now. He's watching.
Okay, so
Okay.
containment and U.S. Japan. So some good ops
Not
here.
even gonna not even gonna touch that one, eh?
No, I have nothing to say.
No, nothing at all.
So
Um,
Romanian is a
well,
decent
that's a nice
headline
read.
here.
Romanian's a great headline, and seeing Asia back is fantastic. I would give up the coup.
I think you have to give up the coup. Yep. And so you're
Give
going
up
to
the
give up
coup.
another coup in Africa. Going to give up mill ops. We'll see if Ryan headlines duck here. Excuse me. We'll see if David headlines duck. But I think this is a. I think
We saw
Romanian's
no,
a nice headline.
we saw Duck turn 2.
Yes.
That
So
one
it
I know
could be
saw.
a redraw, but
Could be yeah. So if you're Ryan here, headline Romanian, play NTB to the 2 Koreas and Spain Portugal to make DiCarlo not know what the redraw was, which scoring 2 DOMs on the board,
yeah.
and then you know you're going to get it off, right? And Portugal is probably also an important country at this point.
Yeah. So Ryan's going to go Asia. Yeah. Okay. So Ryan decides to go Asia, and he could get 2 extra points out of North Korea and South Korea. Alternatively, he could have cooed, given up one, and taken the other, but decides, you know what? I'm just going to take Asia scoring right now for a nice 5 points, and then he'll get the coup on top of that. So we'll see a nice coup of Zaire here, I assume.
If I'm Ryan, I'd probably put China into North Korea, though.
If you're David, you mean?
Yeah, if I'm David, sorry.
So you would have put you're going to put China into North Korea here, even with.
I I mean, you don't have much else that like is super pressing on the board, and getting North Korea gives you a path to at least evening out Asia in the long run if you get to the long run. Like,
Yep.
I'm just saying, what else are you doing?
I know
Right?
there's
Like,
not a lot. Yeah, obviously you've got to take Panama, you've got to take Mexico, you'll want to take South Africa, but yeah, not a lot here. Ryan's going to get to Saudi Arabia first. He'll want to take back both Koreas if he can, one Korea if he can't. And yeah, if David did not redraw IP War, and obviously doesn't hit space, he's going to be down a dozen going into the mid war, and oh boy, David's
is
in a tough
IP
spot
War
here.
a redraw? I think IP War is known in David's hand.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. For some reason, I thought it was
I think.
No, you're right. IP
I
War is in
think.
David's hand.
Yeah. So he's gonna get mill ops, which is good. I think like long term for your long term opportunities, you need at least 2 battlegrounds in Asia right now.
Yep. So yeah, using China here to take North Korea is not a bad thing. Now the war is still around; it was spaced, so you don't want to take South Korea, but North Korea makes
Exactly.
sense.
That's my exact thinking right now. If I'm right, or if you're Ryan, are you giving Japan? I'm not.
I'm not excited about it. I think it's fine to space. Now, one other thing,
Yeah.
I believe, and again, I'm not doing a great job of this, as you can already tell, but I believe Truman, also known in David's hand. Is that right?
That is correct.
So, would you think about a 4-op jam double break of France into a Truman headline turn 4?
There's no 4-up in his hand outside China.
Right. But you know, Asia is scored now, and David passed on his opportunity to flip North Korea. So would you jam China into France?
I think passing on the opportunity with North Korea would. I would not use 3 ups there to realign Chile at -1. I take Mexico, take Panama first. Like, that's such a waste of ops right now.
Yeah. Obviously, it's great if it hits, but that would still leave Ryan in the top half. I suppose you could go for Nigeria as well. Now, Ryan, of
I
course,
feel like
also
Nigeria.
knows, just like we do, that David has IP war, so he could just go right into
Yeah,
Uruguay if he's realigned out.
yeah. Like he knows he's gonna get no off either way.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, eh. I think if Mexico and Panama were filled, I would be okay with that play. But just off the cards that we were thinking of, like DiCarlo could be very off strapped. I guess he has NORAD. He does have another free three. Yes, he definitely. I think he does have NORAD, so he could fill Israel at least as to counter Saudi. I would also consider that right now.
Yeah, and I think Ryan will definitely take Saudi before the end of the turn. He's going to want to get one more into Venezuela, one into Brazil, one into Argentina, two into Chile. So that's five he's got to spend in South America. He'll want to spend three in Saudi. That's eight, but he has more than enough, even if he spaces U.S. Japan and doesn't give it.
Romanian feels like almost not even a point to event at this point.
Yeah, not after Marshall.
It does force DiCarlo to put more ops into Europe, especially if he wants to prevent like a sock guff headline. So maybe I would, because one op could force a two op response.
Yep.
So yeah, actually a one, yeah, I think you might need to respond with two or three ops even in Europe from Romanian. So I think you still event it.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to go with a jammy jam jam jam, and he's going to be very upset to see that Ryan
That
has redrawn a four.
feels like a waste. I mean, being able to poke into Brazil as final AR is good. This might force Ryan to have to overprotect at least Brazil, if not Brazil and Venezuela.
No, I think Ryan handled it right.
No,
If you,
I
yeah,
would have
because
done
you
that.
had a four op in hand to protect those countries. I like how Ryan
Yeah.
played that.
Also, now that you're keeping both Koreas, I'm much more okay with playing Japan.
Yeah, I'm also okay with eventing Romanian here. I would like to see one into South Korea if we're giving Japan.
Oh yeah, I agree. If you're going to give Japan, you have to put one
I'd
there.
like to just see the one. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, and to your point, Max, you were right. This forced an overprotective both Venezuela and Brazil. So presumably we'll see containment on AR6. So so if David has a guilt-free three, you could see it jammed into France, and maybe we'll see a Truman headline. Maybe Ryan is also thinking about that himself and is going to triple overprotect, or rather double overprotect France. Oh, there it goes. So
Nope,
never mind. This will just take Panama,
none
I
of that.
assume.
None of that is happening.
Sorry,
I think with Salk Govs and Europe in the deck right now, you event Romanian.
yeah, I'm fine with it. Where did that op go? It's Portugal.
Portugal.
Maybe to preempt Romanian, but
Yeah,
he doesn't know about
but
Romanian, so never mind.
is Romanian a redraw?
Well, Romania was a redraw. Remember, he headlined at turn two and it got defectored.
I don't think that happened because Defectors was in Ryan's hand turn one,
No, no.
and
Oh
he
God, what am I?
spaced it.
Jeez, what am I saying? I'm sorry.
Are are you Justin?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Like,
This happened to
is there
me.
something you need to talk about?
It happened to me in a lobby game today. Literally, that's what I was thinking
Oh,
of. Oh my God.
oh
Oh,
my god.
it
Yeah.
happened in a lobby game today. I played three lobby games today, all as USSR. All three games I rolled with a four on Iran to start, and I rolled a one all three times, and I was furious. And so yes, I was conflating the two. Still think Romanian's a fine event, as you said, because of sock govs. A sock govs into AR1 gives you a dom, but yeah, it doesn't do much by itself.
Luckily, it wasn't defected though.
Yes. Okay, there's IP war. We knew that was coming.
Yeah. Need some middle ups. End up win.
Gets a couple of extra VPs, so this will be two Chile, and then what? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go South Africa. Yeah, I think that's
I
fine.
I kind of like getting into, like, I know it's scored, but puppets and Usuri for Pac in India could basically even out Asia. Like they're still important long term if you're not going to win in the mid war.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind getting to Pakistan. Um, yeah, I've definitely seen many games where the USSR leaves those countries empty, and then usurping
Oh, you
puppets
know what?
evens up Asia.
It took Portugal in case there's a realign opportunity from like a how I learned ABM something for France.
Yep. Okay, so there's a UN of sock
Oh,
govs.
well, there goes Sock Cubs. So
Yeah.
that answers that.
Wow, a
Oh, and
double
you
break
just
of
double.
Brazil. Now that
Oof,
surprises me.
that is that's costly.
I
But
mean, that's a desperation. Panama wasn't even taken.
oh, oh,
We
oh,
got a monster, folks.
oh boy, this might be over this turn, and it could be Ryan's Willie that ends the game. It could be.
Yeah.
You see it? It's
Ted
right
and
there.
JR, yes, we are monitoring the chat. Thank you. And so, yes, you're calling us clowns. We appreciate it. Yes, it's mostly me being a clown. But Max joining in on the clowniness. Okay, here we go. So, what's your headline here, Max? The Willie obviously makes sense. Doesn't give you a Dom, though. It's mostly just a
Brush.
VP.
Ooh,
You're going to brush Brazil? You brush Brazil, you hit it.
ooh.
You could score South for 8 immediately without cooing, but only gets you to 16.
Okay, wait. Rush Brazil. If you succeed, Colombia. If you score South America for 10, you have 5 mil ops. You get arms race off.
So
Boom.
you're going to give up a coup in Argentina? You're going to give David a 4-off
I try
shot at Argentina?
a 50-50. Oh, fuck. Maybe not. Oh, man. I don't know. No.
I'm not that
No.
excited about that. I might go for Panama. With the coup anyway.
Yeah,
I'm fine with a
I guess
brush
you.
with a brush of Brazil. Um, I'll get you mill ops
Okay.
right
Yeah, because
away if
it's true.
if you're hit with grain or something.
It, David has no way to get mil ops on the board. So arms race is a guaranteed 3. So South America, if you assume you scored for 8, that's 11. The Willie's 12. Brush and
Portuguese.
brush. Oh, I really don't like. Oh, well, that could also change.
Okay, well, David's getting mill
Arms
ops,
race.
folks.
That he is. Uh,
So
okay, now you're probably not getting arms race off though. You double overprotect Brazil and Argentina here to prevent the coup, so you could get it off for 8.
yeah, I don't mind that.
I just don't think you're going to get arms race off for 3 or 1 even, because some people are very content with getting arms race off for 1, uh, myself included.
Yes.
But we've all been there.
Big asterisk on this game. Yeah, no, I don't think Ryan needed our help to know that his role in Iran was good, and it was good that he purged his opponent. So
Yeah.
I don't know. There's much of an asterisk. We had some groundbreaking
Also,
analysis there.
yeah. Also, it's technically Ryan's fault and not our fault because we can't deafen him.
Definitely, yeah. We'll
So
definitely blame Ryan for that. Okay,
yeah, that's a Ryan problem and not an us problem.
so this is a yeah. I
There's
don't.
no point in overprotecting Brazil if you're not going to overprotect Argentina.
Yeah, if you're gonna overprotect one, you got to overprotect them all.
Yeah. If not, better to just do that and do something else.
Yep. You could go into Saharan to set up
Oh,
relines
well,
on Algeria.
maybe he's waiting to see if it's, say, a big coup on Argentina, he'll brush it.
Yeah, I think that may be what we.
Maybe that's what
see.
he's doing. He's like leaving it open as a come coup. If you roll a 4 to a 6, I'm just going to brush it anyway.
But
We're going right back
David
here.
also headlined Nuke Subs. He probably didn't headline Nuke Subs with the idea of cooing South America. He's probably going to coup Africa first and then get to South America if he has time.
But now there's a control on the board, and you're down by 8. So,
Yeah, that's not going to South America.
no, that's going to go to Nigeria.
Okay, so now you just score your.
Okay.
You just take your 8.
Yes, you just take 8
Let's
DT
not
here.
be greedy. Yeah, let's not be greedy, Ryan. Thank you.
Oof. That's a hard one for DiCarlo. Scoring card timing in the mid war.
I mean, yeah, or a turn two D stall into a turn four South America scoring is how these steamrolls happen.
Not only that though, but having two fours and a three or two and three to just fill.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a recipe for a steamroll.
Okay, so
That does mean
in order to get to 20, you need to get arms race off. So
I don't see a world where you're getting arms race off right
no,
now.
not with nuke subs.
A win of brush war, a space, and failing space, and a one small step and Willy. There's actually multiple paths to 20 without arms getting arms race
Yep.
off.
So I think a brush of Nigeria is good next. Yeah, and David, you could see even with South America scored and all the battlegrounds in Africa at 4. You could see a coup of Iran here. And okay, you're gonna go to space. Nervous about the BP
Uh,
track, and he hits. Okay, now there's definitely no path.
so and now brush of
I'm still brushing
Nigeria.
Nigeria. I think that's easy.
Algeria is probably arguably better. No,
I guess with nuke subs, Algeria is probably better, even with
like
Nigeria
right?
at 4.
Because if you use a four up to coup, Algeria, yeah, Algeria is definitely better.
Yeah, you're probably
But
right.
Max is right.
I don't understand this. What is it? Okay, Okay,
Pressure's Panama.
this forces David to immediately fill Panama and not do any cooing. But that still doesn't
And you
get
can
you
get
arms race. It would get you arms race
it
for
gets you an
one.
arms race for one, which is not the end of the world, as we all know. Oh, or fuck, man, Ryan's smarter than both of us. He did that to force a response, then he could brush war, and then unless David coups with a four, he gets arms race off for three instead of one. That's what it is.
So if we saw a coup of Nigeria now, you'd probably just see. Excuse me. If we saw a brush of Nigeria, you'd probably just see at least a 2-op coup in Africa, and then you don't get brush. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So now you'll see influence. Yeah. So this will be Panama.
Oof, having to go influence there is not great. Yeah, and now you brush war, and then you get arms race off for three. Oh,
No.
oh, it's gonna do a Max.
Oh. Is he gonna do it? He thought about it.
Okay, so everything that I just said that made Ryan seem like an absolute fucking genius and us like idiots, I
Just
take it all back.
erase all
And
that. Erase
Ryan,
all that.
erase it all that. Ryan is also an idiot. Clearly.
Now, yeah, and let's be clear, Max. We were talking about Usuri. I'm sure David really wanted to event that, but he was worried he was going
Yeah.
to lose the game. I don't like that at all.
I don't like the Willy is a VP.
It gets
Like that's just an absolute waste of your Willy.
now it does get you arms race almost certainly. You're probably not going to see a 3-op coup in Africa right now. So it does get him arms race.
Yeah, because if he's using Usuri there,
But if
he
you're
probably
using
doesn't have another three, right?
yeah, and I guess it is, it is a 50-50 in Panama because obviously you clear him out, that's going to be good enough. You
Yeah.
don't need to flip it. Okay, Middle East.
There we go.
That's even now. Ryan will get his arms race off.
Probably wishing that he got his Willy off also right now
Yeah.
because he'd have a path to 18 or to 20, right? Like if he's at 18 right now,
If he was
Ace
at 18,
and brush,
and then
Ace and
hit
brush.
space is GG.
20. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see a 1-op coup in Africa, presumably. There it is. Oh, a big 6.
Ooh, I wasn't expecting that. Juicy.
I think
So you brush here, right?
I'm fine taking the event on one
Okay.
small step and to stop the double. But okay. Now, folks, we do need to. Now, I believe we saw CIA end on turn 2.
And we just saw CIA.
Yeah, okay, we just saw it.
Yeah.
So CIA is gone to the late war. Ryan without
Yeah,
China.
I mean,
and
maybe did CIA get defected turn
2 in the headline,
No, it got
perhaps? Mayhaps?
yes,
Oh,
sure, that's what happened. No, it got UN.
yeah.
Yeah, we know. All right, now,
This is why you love broadcasting with.
yes, Max.
Like I know I'm your favorite.
Yeah, you are my favorite. That's the exact word I'd use to describe you. Okay, brush up. So there goes Africa scoring. So interestingly, David doesn't get Africa Dom. He headlines Nuke subs, and but he was stuck playing. He was stuck playing Middle East scoring. He was
Who's
stuck defending
scoring?
Panama, and he doesn't get Africa Dom off. There's Korean War,
Oh,
which
he
has to go
does
to
space
space.
that.
Will David get headline peak? He will.
But
So
how much does that do when you're at 17?
yeah, we will. Ryan looking for we
Well,
will bury you here. Doesn't get it.
but not still pretty decent.
Yeah, so Central scoring is around. Southeast Asia scoring is around. And
Flag and Lib Theo, that
yeah,
you got three good options right
those are
there.
good
Those are
cards to have if you're Ryan.
I think Junta. I think I'd be going with Junta. I mean, it's guaranteed to get you Mexico, right?
Yeah, I think you've got to go Junta here.
Like it's the guarantee. I guess, yeah. Lib Theo could also be a guarantee of Mexico, but also leaves a coup open hypothetically. This is good. And I'm a big fan of that Quag headline as the USSR, so I still think Junta's the right choice.
Yeah, Junta's the right choice because Central America is the region you're interested in contesting anyway. So being able to lower DEF CON in the headline and get Mexico, obviously, unless we see green. Okay, missile envy. That is, well, you're going to give ooh, interesting. You're going to give a 3-op coup or are you going to give Bert the Turtle? Or Kennedy?
Free
What
up,
do you like?
free up coup.
Okay, so you're going to give a 3-op coup of Panama instead of 3 VPs?
Yeah, I have Lib Theo in my back pocket still. Like you're so close to 20, right? Like you could get there off Southeast Asia, but like I don't know. You were so close to 20 is my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's fair. All right, so what are you going to do? Realign Venezuela here?
Yeah, maybe pull a Hassan. For those who are new to Twilight Struggle, don't even know what that means.
Hassan
Some people
though
here,
was only realigning at +2.
yeah,
Don't
but
pass. Just
you know,
realign Venezuela at +3. Yeah, just do this.
coward, absolute coward if he's not going to do this.
If he passes on this, that would be a surprise. But again, it's overprotected. So, maybe not
Yeah,
that big a deal, but
what a coward. Yeah, I think that's why people didn't want to record games and send them to me as the season ended for commentating, because I'm just going to make fun of you and call you a coward.
what the hell? Why not? What are you doing? Yes. Okay.
Oh my god,
Oh, Max,
he's making
Brian,
like
you
this is a
daredevil.
you absolute living on the edge. Oof. Really taking big risks in this game, realigning overprotected Venezuela at +3. Oof. And Brian's definitely not known as a conservative player. Give Kennedy on the last AR.
I think because you have to space voice.
Oops, not terrible.
Yeah,
Good.
and
Not
especially
we're at
and
7.
you have to give Panama. Okay, there's ABM,
Ooh,
which is what? Is that Panama or is it Mexico?
I'd assume Mexico.
Oh, you need better than
And
that.
not, he did one more. What is it, kitten?
Okay, please stop, Ryan. That's no one's enjoying that. I just don't see the path for David. And I mean, I've said shit like that before, and then it works, but I'm not quite seeing it here.
Okay.
Take the
So,
one, yeah.
yeah, I mean, David is just trying to be plucky and stay in this game. It's still not Southeast Asia. He may be able to even up Southeast Asia. Also, gets into Burma, incredibly important country. Gets you access to Western Asia.
Definitely much more important to get in there and say turn 5 than say turn 1 and 2, which I don't know who might have gone to Burma recently on turn 1. Do you have any idea, Justin?
No one does that anymore.
No. Crazy talk, I'll tell you. Absolute crazy talk.
China. What's going to happen with China? Burma, flip Laos, and Philippines? All right, somebody has Southeast Asia scoring.
Or someone's just like, I can't lose any more VP right now. And is like, I'll deal with Central America later, I guess.
Yeah, I like this. This is an obligation. You clearly have to space that.
Interesting. No way for Miloff for Ryan.
Okay, so David.
So hypothetically,
David spent 4 CRG influence. I'll spend all 4 CRG influence and all 5 China ops to get Southeast Asia to positive. So reward him with those 2 VPs, Playdeck.
I mean, those 2 VPs going the other way that's the game, right? Sitting at 19.
Yeah.
So, 2 is a big deal when it's versus, yeah, that's all I'll say.
So 13
I guess
here,
actually would be 17.
And it's gonna get down to 11 unless we have a scoring in David's hand. And David also has the opportunity to space for 3 more. So Ryan should end this turn with control in Central America, and Kennedy gone.
So how are you going to deal with Central? Okay, there's no voice. Grain to maybe take a lucky coup, or you have to get a really big that's
not a surprise, but you kind of have to do it. You can't just roll over and play dead in Central.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even consider that, and you know what? I like it. Where's Fidel?
I think it's still around.
I think it's in the deck, right?
I think it's in the deck.
I think it's in the deck. Oh, how I learned would be so annoying.
Yep, but there's nothing you can do about it, Ryan. So,
or assault. An AR7 assault would also be really strong right now with what's in the discard, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, you could event Panama and do Costa Rica for the lulz.
That's true. You coup Costa Rica with Kennedy. You can do you. Well, no.
No.
You're out of ARs.
You would have had to do this earlier in the turn.
Yep.
And Panama would probably now overprotect Panama, repair Panama.
Yes, Panama itself would have to overprotect Panama. You're right. Okay, so there's that. We're going to see a break of France.
That seems a little weak.
That is a fine play if Ryan had a path to Millops.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. That's a fine play for make sure you don't get Millops.
I was just taking Cuba. Cuba's 2 VP, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't really understand that, and I'd be fine just putting this one in Cuba. This is fine too. Okay, maybe that says he does have How I Learned, and he didn't want Ryan to mess anything up. Didn't want Ryan to play an event of some kind. We'll see if he redoes the scoring.
Not how I learned. Might be Salt. Not how I learned. Taking too long.
Yeah.
Salt sifting through the discard. Very possible. How I learned. No. It's too auto.
You're right. Yeah, okay.
There you
Salt
go.
For an extra 2 VP.
And the fucking meta on just being like taking too long.
Yep, and there we go, ABM. So he's going to realign France at +4. So maybe that's why he did that.
Oh, that's why he did that.
Because he wants to make sure he has enough in France. Okay, Central good for Ryan, but it is no longer enough to win him the game.
But forgetting about blockade. I don't think DiCarlo's playing that bad. I now understand the France play a lot more. Not a lot of ops though.
Ryan typed that's even worse. He didn't mean to. I did not mean to tell David that. He meant to tell us that. Okay. I was worried I would do that when I was playing on like ARZ, and I have never done that. Ryan just did that. So
I mean, he didn't say anything bad hypothetically. He was just like, "Salt's even worse than how I learned," which is what I was expecting. Like, big realign time though, and Thailand, which can possibly flip, like, at least stop Asia Dom or like even it out.
I think it has to be. Doesn't it have to be purge here?
Yeah, it has to be purge because you just want to give them. You don't want to be able to realign France and Thailand.
Or is it Vietnam, which makes Thailand even? No, it doesn't matter. That this triggers ABM triggers first.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, ABM triggers first, no matter what.
Yeah, ABM triggers before Vietnam and obviously before purge.
The high quality. The fact that people still listen to your stream after you getting that Turkey and Syria touch, and which headline happens first. I don't even know what's going on here.
Yeah.
People are desperate.
Yeah.
Desperate for content, I tell you.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to see realigns of France here. Clearly, Europe is unscored. So France will go first, followed by Thailand, I suspect. With Asia is scored. Southeast Asia is out of the deck, but Thailand, an important country anyway. And then we're going to see if Ryan can pull off a central control. Wonder if we'll see Olympics for the event. That might be a fun one. If Ryan can
control.
Oh, defectors. Interesting. Okay. So now.
Because even if he coups, he still can use ABM at DEFCON 4.
Yeah. Yes. You can still use ABM at DEFCON 4, but I think I would
China into Cuba.
Yeah.
Or event summit. Seriously, that's also okay. Both are acceptable.
Summit roll at plus. Eventing summit is very. I would not give up Olympics here. Olympics is very much an event possibility.
Olympics is punishing. I don't think Ryan's thinking about how much control, how many VPs you can get from control here. You think he's thinking about a Lao coup?
Yeah, I'm fine with just putting putting China into Cuba. Now, obviously, the downside of that is you are allowing realigns of France with a garden variety card. You don't need to spend ABM for that.
Yeah, but he's not realigning France when Central America is at 10.
Yeah. Yes.
There's no way.
Yeah, he has to do something else. You're right. He has to. You have to do something else. If Ryan does this, and he really didn't want to get purged, so I think is the best long-term play. This I think is the best long-term play. You force
also fair. No one wants to get purged.
Force him to spend ABM to get DEFCON back up to 5, and then France gets realigned.
And then you dump into Cuba after you take ABM. After ABM's gone, and
yeah. Will he get it in one roll? Yeah, he gets it in one roll. Okay, nothing there. This is only +2, and a miss there.
Wow, 2 misses at +2. That's
third
massive.
Roll. Okay, gets to 2-1. Okay, if I'm Ryan, I'm ignoring that, and I'm dumping China into Cuba right now.
Yeah.
No, I don't like this. I do not like this. I want to event Olympics.
So hear me out. What if Ryan's been drinking beer this entire time? He started to get a little drunk at this point.
I also would not use Sadat. Just use Sadat. If you're going to use a one-up, use Sadat.
Summit event is still strong to get to. Oh, wow. He throws it away.
I don't know if I like that. I mean, I know I don't like that. I don't
Okay.
like that at all.
Yeah, I would have been more aggressive pushing for 20. But now, to be fair, there's a very good chance that David has Europe.
I was like, ooh, hey, interesting.
Yep, that's a big ol' nothing
That's a
burger.
super interesting card right now, isn't it?
Yep, sorry, Ryan. Doesn't let you coup
Yep.
Asia even if DEFCON's high. Yes,
Yeah,
Ryan.
I think you did also, Ryan, but you could just say that you were drunk for this one. Don't hit enter.
He couldn't realign France. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little awkward. Uh, uh,
I don't know.
if you're
I don't know what that does.
yeah, because now it's more about battlegrounds, right?
Southeast
Like
Asia has
Laos.
scored. Battlegrounds are going to be tied 3-3. That shouldn't matter for country count. I mean, it's a mill-op, I guess. I would have been fine jamming China into Cuba and threatening the 10, and then you have Summit and Olympics.
And hypothetically, you want the first two here, right? Because then you would hypothetically get the last two.
Yeah.
Ooh. And now you have to respond to that.
Okay, now
Which
you're on the verge of being dominated in Asia.
no. Summit and Olympic Games is 4VP.
Yes, I was just thinking that. So Olympics probably has to be boycotted.
Yeah.
Right?
Right? Yeah, you
This
turn
is
Olympic into
you
4VP
event
into 4
Olympics
ups.
now.
Oh yeah.
You event it because you have 3. You're rolling at +2.
Yeah,
On
no,
Summit.
you gotta.
The Olympics is an event, Ryan. Oh, it's way too late for that.
No.
We're like 3 ARs too late for that, Ryan.
Yeah, so now he's going to give up the two battlegrounds to take Laos and Vietnam.
So
all right, folks, if you're watching this, don't take Laos and Vietnam to give up India and Pakistan. That's bad.
This I don't understand any of this. Again, let's be super clear. Ryan's a great player. He is ranked higher in ITSR than either of us. This is a guy who's won OTSL. This is a guy with a sparkling track record. He is a great player. I do not understand how he's playing this turn. I would have played it completely differently.
It's clear Ryan likes beer.
Okay, now Ryan's going to take a 2-op coup.
50-50, misses it.
Okay, now,
so
you
there's life in David.
Max.
There's life in David. I'm not saying there's a path. There is now a path. It is still a far cry from it being doable, but there's a path.
Okay, so you're down 16, but now all of a sudden you're going to have Dom in Asia. You're going to have Dom in Europe, and there goes Europe. Okay, so there was no path for Ryan to win the game on this turn. If he scores Central for 10, David just picks up 5 in Europe. Okay.
But I would still event blockade, right? Like, I've seen other people to forget about blockade in the mid-war. Team Canada sometimes forgets about blockade in the early war.
Yeah, yes, that has happened. But okay, what are you... So I like getting into Pakistan. Keeping blockade in the deck is fine. Depends on what's around, though. Are there bad USSR 3s that David would like to get rid of?
All 3 red. All 3/4 reds are in the deck. Muslim Wheelbarrow U and Flower Power.
Okay.
Ooh, great event.
All right.
And now David controls the China card because he burned
Cultural's gone. Yep. And Ryan needs to hold on to one of these Western Asian battlegrounds, or he's getting dominated in Asia.
Yeah.
This is not over, folks.
No, it's not over. Like, you're at 11, but if you have Europe and Asia bombs on the board, I think there can be a path.
Okay.
Now, how do you fix Central, though?
That's
Yeah,
a big
especially
question.
with Fidel around and unspaceable.
Yeah, I mean, work on the real lines on Mexico.
Okay, here's a big 3 VP shot, and he misses. And
This is
also puts Muslim back in the deck. So he wants to
ooh.
hold something
So what do
else
you think he was
through.
holding?
Okay, there's
There's
Fidel. We will bury you.
Fidel. So just a reshuffle by one card, right?
Yep. And this
Yeah,
this I would think
one
is
card reshuffle.
Suez, right? And then we will bury you, take France.
I think so.
Overprotect France, kids. Overprotect France.
It's an important one, to say the least. Ooh, but you don't get but headline peak. I still think that there's not much you could do with. You give up the coup. I mean, that could flip Africa.
Now,
Like, you know, he has flat. You know, he
I
has
lost
flower
track of
power.
it. What about gunmen? Does David have gunmen?
David has got.
Yeah. So that might be a reason where you go, how I learned, or we will bury you, to stop a dump of gunmen. But to me, I'm ahead enough if I'm Ryan to say, hey, if you want to headline gunmen into
Take France back.
Suez, I will
Yeah,
take it.
that's fine.
That's no
You get the
problem.
coup and you get France.
Yeah,
That's not a
huge.
bad combination.
That is a painful
I
gunman if you're.
I would say that's even better. Like with DiCarlo holding China and being in control of it, like France and the coup is pretty good, right? Like,
Yeah. So, yeah, grain is
oh,
coming. Yeah, grain is coming. So this isn't going to get France, but if Ryan wants to save France, he has to give up. If David wants to save France, he has to give up a coup. This should just be grain.
Puddle's also a very lovely card here for DiCarlo. It's a problem for Ryan.
Yep. Clearly that. And yeah, I'm going to take out of Israel. Think this is good. What are you hoping this picks up? Fidel, I guess. Yep. Oh, that's the perfect card.
Ooh,
That's the perfect card because, yeah, you have
like,
to.
so here's the thing. You know it's coming. Now that you see it, you know it's coming. It's happening. You cannot stop it. You play it.
Yeah. Oh,
You
you
cut the
definitely
hand
play it.
size.
Without a question. Yeah, you're going to play this here.
It like it is, but it's happening no matter what, right?
Yeah.
So you could space it.
I think
I would
the far more
the
annoying
space.
card to pull would be Brezhnev.
Yeah, basically the only thing you don't want to pull is we will bury your Brezhnev.
Yeah. I mean, you're better off pulling Fidel than something like Camp David because Ryan's giving Camp David.
Yeah.
So you're getting a VP out of that and you're getting access to Saudi. This, I think you have to just repair France, don't you? Like, you got to maintain a Europe path. Right?
I think if you pull the 4 and you're like, I'm going to take a swing at Zaire to flip Africa, I would consider that. But pulling a 2, I think you have to just repair France.
Yes, Ryan's entire hand is known. So
And
David knows about we will bury you.
so you repair France, you give up the coup, you could still take India and Pakistan with China, or up with flower power.
Yeah.
So like there, you do get a consolation prize, right? Like you get Europe and Asia to give up a coup. That probably empties you out of Argentina and has you're controlled twice on the board. So it's a give and take.
Yep. And Kennedy is gone. So
Kennedy
have to hope those
gone.
scorings just get lost in the deck, or that you can dump one with Aldrich.
Did you see that I gave you Jeff Bezos money recently?
Yes, thank you, Max. Oh, he goes with the coup.
Oh, and he gives back Fidel. So I actually think giving back Fidel is a mistake.
Okay. So you do force Ryan to spend an AR taking it himself, but I like.
Oh. Maybe Ryan's card tracking a little bit better than us and knows that he can still take France either way. If you're playing the 4, you take France. If you're just going to take back, I think you just don't have to wait blow your 4 yet.
So yeah, I guess Ryan's thought is he wants to stop. He doesn't want to get dominated in Asia, and he thinks he can win an ops war in France.
Yeah, so Ryan might know more than us from kart tracking, which is
Yes.
fair. 5-year plan is around for a midterm event.
Yeah. Well,
Ooh, that could have actually been interesting.
if I were going to event that, I definitely would have taken Fidel.
Against Fidel. Yeah.
I'm fine with this. I think I would have just taken France, but I'm fine with this.
Yeah, it's also so hard to like know whether or not something's making sense or not when we're not card tracking and they are,
Yeah.
right? Like it makes turn 3 and turn 7 a little bit harder to even commentate to know if like it's a good play or a bad play or like our input because it could be a really good play depending if we knew David's hand.
Okay.
And the only thing I could think of is flower power and gunman.
Yeah.
Sure, there's other things.
Okay. Well,
Is there anything important that we're missing though? Like things that like can change the game? I don't think so, right?
OAS?
Ooh, OAS. Ooh, oh, OAS could be a path into Central as an AR7 play. That's yeah.
Yeah. Ryan should overprotect Panama.
Ooh, puppet also.
Yeah, puppet could be
Puppet
helpful,
into
particularly in the Middle
Saudi.
East.
Yeah, puppet into Saudi. Puppet into Peru to put pressure on Philly. Okay, maybe puppet. There could be some value in puppet.
Okay. And now David gonna put all 4 into France. So okay, Ryan can put 3 into France if he wants, but then David could take it with the China card if he wanted.
And yeah, I mean, I think yeah, man, I don't know.
Shuttle's a problem, as you said.
Yeah, shuttle's a real problem.
You
I like
also
the
have
overprotective
it's a
pack.
problem in both Asia and the Middle East. And as you said, if Fidel had been taken, that means shuttle bear one. All of these cards have to be played, and only one can be spaced. Now you can space one, hold one.
Hold one.
So yeah,
But you could hold
I
shuttle
would have
here.
liked taking Fidel.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know if I agree with this. I think you could either flip Zaire, or you should play for France. I think giving up France and Zaire is a little too much. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think because this just makes more sense because he's going to take France and not play China. Flip it back.
yeah. I do understand wanting to get into Saudi before puppets. I'd like to get into
Yeah,
Saudi and Israel before puppets personally.
I mean puppets can still make a mess of South America on both being able to realign Chile and possible country count.
Yeah.
Also, just dumping puppets into Central to try and go on the country count to block control is a real like that's not a bad this way of stopping these bad squarings.
Yeah, that's true. So gotta think David's gonna take France back, or maybe he says, you know what, Ryan's rolling over and playing dead on France. I can wait. I can wait on that, and he'll try puppets now. Or maybe he'll play China now and flip pack. Or maybe he won't because he knows just a tie in Asia is enough with shuttle.
And you're like, okay, all these Asian battlegrounds are weak. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's it. Just puts it right back into Ryan's court.
Yeah.
Says, nope. Let's
So
go back to where we were.
So France
Decide.
is open and contested. India is open contested. Pakistan's flippable, and these guys are fighting over Zaire.
I mean, I think I would have went into Zaire, so like I don't hate it. Okay, I don't think you should give up Camp David with that. And now you're like, actually, let's fight for France instead.
This is
That
so weird.
seems iffy. I guess again, maybe he knows Carlo doesn't have a 3, although, and maybe he's like, oh, it's only 3 at CMC.
Yeah. Camp David does stop you from being able to put a puppet into.
Oh, 5-year plan. We did know about 5-year plan. Okay.
Okay, if you're Ryan now, you've lost France.
Go back to Zaire.
You've lost France. You've had to give up shuttle. You are in danger of having to give up Saudi Arabia. You need a space here. You definitely want to stop the double heading into the late war. You want to get rid of Bear Trap. You need to get your mill up. So you need to get Fidel evented.
The weird mill op game that's possibly going on right now with How I Learned versus going into a non-battleground. Okay, so I assume this will at least take India to set up the second Dom.
Yep.
Maybe overprotect France. Maybe overprotect Argentina for after in the mid-late war.
Yeah, maybe David is gonna overprotect France with Sakov and Reformer around. Yeah, I like one India, one France here. It's fine. And yeah, Ryan does not. As we've said, Ryan has no path to mill ops. As he had the same was true in past turns. So he may have to event How I Learned.
So, I think you have to event Fidel early now because of knowing about Puppet and OAS. Because Puppet and OAS will go into non-battlegrounds, and I think Puppet is strong here to fight on country count in either South or Central. So
overprotect France.
So you don't want him to Puppet AR6 and then it's Fidel or go for a coup, right? Like you want to event Fidel.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to be free to. Okay, this could be huge. This could be huge.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd go fishing right now. Like I get it, but
if you count shuttle, every region on the board is dominated by somebody. Huta, Korean War, Muslims, and the IP War. So 2 war cards gone with flower power. That's interesting.
That's good. It's good for DiCarlo.
So I'm fine just eventing How I Learned here. This is fine. But I think I'm with you that you event Fidel first, and then if we see puppets, you can take a coup. Otherwise, you just event. So punt that decision by another AR. I would have been fine with that.
Exactly. So puppets, are you going to try and make headway in South America or block Central country?
Saudi.
I think it blocked Central on country.
Yep, neither.
Oh, Uruguay makes no sense. I really think you have to go Peru, right?
Like much better.
Peru makes a lot more sense. So OAS, I think you go to Panama here.
I think you jam Panama with OAS.
Yeah, okay. Like the one Saudi to get ahead, I could kind of get, but you have an opportunity to country count one of the Americas. You got to take it, I think. Got to take it.
I liked Saudi. I liked Peru over Uruguay. Afghanistan is weird. It's not going to decide Dom. You already have access to it. It doesn't really threaten anything. You could already flip Pakistan if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think you either go 3 South America or 3 Central America. Like you try and like block one scoring.
Yeah. Okay. So this I suspect we'll just see 2 Panama. That's exactly what we do see. Okay, so we head into the late war. David does have gunmen, but he's got China and he's got 3 dominations on the board. Oh, and here's Africa and here's CIA. Now we do have Glasnost here, which I think has to be our headline, doesn't it?
Glasnost's not active.
It's not active, but you've got CIA. You have terrorism.
Yeah, but
Grain
and 5-year plan are gone. So
maybe it doesn't.
They're not. Yeah, I don't know if it does.
No, you're right. You're right. But you also really want to give it AR1. Because you want to get rid of it, but you have Africa. Maybe this is an Africa headline.
Okay, but so there's Star Wars, I'll tear down this wall. So you would have to draw. Oh, I get. Yeah, because your hand cannot be cut, right?
Yeah, Star Wars for grain is GG if you don't headline Glasnost.
Oh.
Star Wars for grain is GG.
Star Wars for grain sales. Uh, yeah, okay. I can see that. Yeah, that's
Yeah, Ryan is he's in a this is a tough spot for him. He may be trying to figure out if he's got a path to 20. He does not. So
DiCarlo seems like a pretty reasonable headline, right?
DiCarlo's a reasonable headline, but yeah, you are risking losing the game here to a Star Wars for grain. You could headline it. You could headline Africa, give up CIA AR1.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
yeah.
No, you definitely can't give up a coup AR1 with Africa in your hand. So I would headline Africa. So you could headline Africa. You could headline
Try and sneak it off.
Glasnost to be super conservative, or you
Yeah.
could just headline Decall. And yeah, they're just gonna go Decall.
Star Wars being the only way to cut pant size is like, ooh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I think you just dump Africa here. And now this does
So
give David the
DiCarlo,
opportunity to dump Gunman if he wants.
yeah, I mean, I feel like it's not even that bad right now. I think you just take Panama, right? Like you're not
Yes.
winning if you're controlled.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
central.
Ryan wanted him to maybe just take Panama, but now he's gonna coup and
Add
miss.
maybe a little South America scoring.
Yeah, and so now you're gonna get both.
Yeah, I'll be really wishing you puppeted into Peru right now.
Yeah, that was very aggressive. Taking a
That
four-op
says I
coup
have
of
the
Panama.
scoring.
Yeah, it's taking a
It
four-op
says
coup
I
of Brazil, not Panama.
just says you have the scoring. I event glass note.
Oh, there's Ortega. So Fidel did did David a favor.
I think you should event glass knot right now.
You're gonna event
And take
Glasnost and give up another coup.
there. Okay, maybe you overprotect first. But like he he has to have South America after that coup.
Okay, but man, you don't have you could East Europeans probably got to go to space, so you have very limited ops. Okay, I'm not sure what the rush on that was. Oh wow, big six there. Okay. No, yeah, that Brazil coup was really aggressive.
Yeah. So if David gets terrorism, he has to play China. So I would preemptively, if you're going to event terrorism, you should
Yeah,
preemptively
so you don't hit South
overset
America.
Pakistan.
Yeah, so you don't hit South America and you don't hit gunmen. Yeah. You want to? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say you should event terrorism as early, not late. You're saying what's also absolutely right. You've got to defend Pakistan because China's getting played. Ooh, that's a good one to pull.
That is a grateful.
So now China has to be played unless David has Aldrich and gunmen. Has Aldrich with his gunmen, I should say, or something like UN. But yeah, I assume we would see China here. Yeah, and Ryan very happy to get China. That is huge and maybe game deciding. But there's Asia Dom, so I think that's fine. Saudi's a country you need. EEU has to go to space. I believe Truman is still in the deck. Evil Empire, not going to do much of anything. Okay, yeah, just get Middle East shuttled on back. This has got a space. Okay, saving his 3-op in case he needs a response.
Yeah, EU is playable, right? So
it is playable. You can just repair it. I don't know if I'd let EEU just go. Oh boy.
Whoa.
ABM.
What?
Oh, and he doesn't get it.
Oh.
Yeah, Ryan looking here, and I don't think you can give EEU here. You still have Dom in South America. Oh boy, this opens up a lot of doors to Europe control.
Yeah, but you also have to dodge Central America and possibly, I mean...
boy, I don't like this. I do not like this.
I think you're so far ahead that it's not worth the risk.
No,
I agree with you.
No, I do not like this. And again, if David has the scoring, you still have Dom.
Dom, yeah. Like, I think he has the scoring. I'd be shocked if he doesn't have the scoring. But this is also why, as good players, you save that 3-op for the end, right? Like in an emergency.
Yep.
Solidarity, Chernobyl, tear down this wall,
yeah, I mean,
and
just Chernobyl.
Europe is.
Warsaw's gone. Just Chernobyl and Ryan not getting Reformer or Central or South or South, and heck, he could even get South. That's enough. Like that is enough for Europe control. Okay, there's a
God,
VP.
it's the Willy. It's the Willy. It's not the scoring. It's the Willy.
I don't like that. Why would you allow? No, I would have just. Okay, I guess that does mean you can take Poland with one swing. Okay, and there's Truman.
Okay. Not what you're wanting to see.
This is a terrible hand.
This is pretty
Duck,
bad.
voice, CIA, a problematic Truman, Usuri.
And you do not want to bring CIA and voice into you turn 10 without the China card.
No.
I'm just going to put that out there. That is like, you do not want that.
You're absolutely giving CIA here. I think you're headlining Quag, right? And then you're hoping to give CIA AR1 because you need to get rid of it.
Yeah, I think so. Which gives David a path back if he gets a good coup on Africa.
Yep. There's also the okay, folks. We've got a ball game, so hold everything. Now that does take away shuttle, but that's 7 VPs. War games safely in the discard. Okay, and I think Ryan's got to give up CIA here. You cannot carry
you. Ooh, you're gonna space Duck and play China and give Usuri?
And give a China, I mean, wow.
Massive.
Okay, so you're playing China.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and now you're looking at your hand and you're like, oh, well.
Oh my
that's
goodness.
Going to cause some problems.
Okay, so you're spacing Duck. You're giving China.
Giving China to fix Poland.
And you're holding CIA
so that you can play
voice.
True. Which means you're one Star Wars grain sale away from the game in turn 10. I do not think that's For someone who's been playing so conservative and was scared about realigning Venezuela at +3,
Yeah, and Africa
I don't.
scored. Like, yeah, you might get Zaire flipped on you, but you still have control in South and Central. They need it. He needs a huge roll. Not even a 6 would do it. Also, we didn't talk about it, but just to be very clear, David did fail his role in South America, so that's big. Okay,
You mean
succeeds
his
on
bear
that.
trap roll?
Yeah, fails on his role in South America. He failed on his bear trap roll. Okay, now
Yeah, Ryan couped South America successfully.
yes,
Actually,
Ryan. Yes, Ryan
yes.
had success there, and now yeah, you've got to do this because you're going to have to give Truman.
Yeah, I mean, overprotecting is not a bad idea.
Yeah, I absolutely would overprotect it because you're giving Truman
So
this turn.
having to give up Usuri is not great.
Usuri doesn't.
Like, you're going to be down to one.
Doesn't. Yeah, you
What?
will still have one battleground. It's not going to make a difference for domination. You still have the
Oh,
one
but
battleground. Asia
yeah,
scored.
it's still
It,
9 VP
the
though.
bigger problem is holding voice and CIA into turn 10 with
You
no
could
China.
probably give voice. I'm going to be honest. You could probably give voice. If you put one more into Zaire, you could give voice here.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not with the Middle East the way it is. That's a great way to give up a cheap domination.
Yeah. And I guess there's Argentina and Brazil combo.
Mm-hmm.
You could give up voice and safely lose just one battleground in one of the Americas, and it's not that big of a deal. I
Yeah.
think.
Now, obviously, if David has one of the
Oh,
Americas in his hand, then he's obviously lost, barring a CIA situation.
yeah.
There's
Anton was
no coming
asking
back from
about
that.
my cat.
Yep.
Anton was asking about my cat before, and
Mhm.
he did show up. There you go. A little litter on your nose. Cat must have just taken a dump. Those are the important parts of the game, just so you know.
Obviously,
Figuring out
got to get
if
rid of
my cat
Truman.
just took a shit or not.
Yeah, this is what the people want to hear about. So
I know Anton does.
yes,
Okay,
again,
that could.
David's still
yeah,
with gunmen, Ryan's still with CIA. But both have held it now, and oh man, this is. And obviously, the big question is: is Central or South in David's hand? And if it's not, is it going to come turn 10? Oh, Western.
Oh,
Okay, so he must have Aldrich. He must have Aldrich and is
yeah,
going to miss an AR.
yeah.
Yeah, he must have Aldrich.
Shame that you have to give up a easy 3 because you missed the roll, right? Like giving up the free there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd put one in there. I think I would want to coup it with a 1 or a 2. I'd let David put one into Guatemala.
Yeah, you're in no danger of the poke and realign. Yeah, I'm fine with
Yeah.
this.
You definitely are not eventing one small step here, so
Yeah, for sure you're not doing that.
I think you would like to have the opportunity to face VOA if you don't draw another DEFCON card.
So let's just pretend that Europe comes turn 10 and Central and South don't. Still,
There's
Ryan
no,
has
there's
this,
no.
right? Barring a
Ooh,
still okay. So that's doors wide open for Chernobyl here.
yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, I don't
I like it.
that.
I think
At
no.
-1.
Desperation. You're desperate.
No, I don't think I'm that desperate when it comes to Europe control. Because I'm hoping for Chernobyl. And if I get Chernobyl, yeah.
I don't know if Chernobyl's enough. I think Chernobyl, you could play that on Central, break Cuba, and I guess you're going to get realigned, though.
Yeah, you need Chernobyl and EEU. And potential Star Wars for EEU.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. So.
Oh, man, these ones in Central, not great.
Yeah, there's a coup. Okay, coup of Nicaragua gets David presence in Central. I think this will just be Usuri.
Honestly, VOA doesn't even seem that bad.
No.
No. Like DEFCON's the main concern.
Yeah,
which
I
is
would.
why
I would rather give VOA after I see if scorings are about than right now. But yeah, Usuri's not that bad. Yeah. Yep. Star Wars for grain. And again, David doesn't know that Ryan has CIA, but when he doesn't see CIA turn 10, he's going to have an inkling that could be the case. And I think you just... Yeah, that's fine.
I think playing China kind of suggests that like there's two really bad things in Ryan's hand.
Yeah, for sure. Giving up China there, you really don't want to give up China there. Okay, but here we are, turn 10. Ryan wants to see Chernobyl in his hand. He doesn't. He sees Star Wars, Cal, and CIA. He does get UN, but that's 3 DEFCON cards, folks.
That's playable, though, right? Like, that's
You're going to have to headline Cal, right?
Cal.
You headline Cal, you space Star Wars, and you UN CIA.
Yeah.
So you have to headline Cal because otherwise, what degraders are out there? Junta. I think Junta.
No, Junta went to omit.
That's okay. So yeah, I think you have to headline Cal.
There might not be a degrader.
Yeah, so certainly Ryan
know how I learned. No,
counting them up now because obviously Ryan would much rather play Cal on AR1.
We will bury you. No, we will bury you with.
I think we will bury you went turn 7 to
7. Yeah, I don't think there's a degrader in the deck right now.
We will bury you went turn 7 to France and Pakistan, and now Ryan doesn't have either one. Also, no Chernobyl here, and Pershing does nothing. Pershing does not a damn thing in Europe.
De Gaulle?
No.
De Gaulle does even less than
De Gaulle
Pershing.
does even less than nothing. So we have no Chernobyl and no friendly scorings either. So it all depends on what David has in his hand. Again, Kennedy gone, Aldrich gone. So if he has either of those scorings, I think it is probably lost.
To play them. No, because you could drop one of those scorings and still get your control this turn.
Yeah,
and
I guess you drop
only
a
VP coming from Pershing.
Yeah, just Pershing, and you can't, and no space. So yes, you could drop one, and still you'd have to drop one and then get Europe control. So does David have Chernobyl and enough ops
to get control?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so he's giving up VOA.
Yeah, he's definitely giving up VOA.
Yeah.
He's definitely giving up VOA. So Ryan probably counted the cards, and he's trying to figure out, does Dave, is there a degrader left? Is CMC around?
Oh.
That does nothing.
That does Star Wars cannot be spaced.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, well, still, now you just give CIA.
Give CIA. Yeah, so you give CIA.
Yeah, you just give CIA.
Cal,
Yeah, you're just going to give CIA instead of Cal.
Okay, Space Cal and UN Star Wars.
Yeah, you just give CIA.
But now you have to show how shit your hand is.
But still, it's lost on the board.
And
barring your control.
Well, VOA is only worth 1, right? That could make things interesting with a good coup on Zaire.
He's got to have. Okay, well, David's got to have Europe, and he's got to not have the other.
He's got to
two.
have Europe. Not have the other 2.
What about Brush? Is Brush around?
I think so. Yes. With an active flower power. But I mean, like VOA only being 1 is actually a problem, right? Because you could break 2 battlegrounds, and you cannot even take 1 back, and you're gonna have to burn it mid-turn.
Yes.
And then what? DiCarlo's your strongest.
Yeah, Libs does
finisher?
nothing.
Like,
Libs is a 1-up, basically.
Libs is good to prevent fuckery in Central America, though.
Yeah.
This is where I think had Puppet gone into Central America, all Central or all South America, there's a path for DiCarlo here. Now there could be if he has like the hand of all hands, but short of that, I don't think so.
If he had Chernobyl and enough ops, he clearly would have headlined that over Purge.
Yeah, because you need those Purge ops to double break, right? Having China and Purge to double break, you could.
Yeah.
If you had Chernobyl, you could do it.
I have to think Ryan has this, despite how terrible his hand is. But again, if David has Europe and not the other 2, he gets Europe off. Maybe he gets a space off for 3 more VPs, and that basically evens the VP track.
Evens the track.
Maybe he gets a brush off in South America or South or Central. He flips Zaire.
Sets up a Dom in Africa.
You've got to set up a Dom there.
And then you have a 4-up play in VOA. Like there's the real.
Oh, that hurts. You needed a better roll than that.
Okay, but hope David needs 1 more 4-up in his hands. No, because he knows that he could flip it with a 3 and he can't flip back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so David needs a free 3 to flip Zaire, and he's in the game. Well, okay. In the game, if he has Europe and hits space.
And doesn't have either of the other 2.
Yes. I wish Ryan would show us how many cards are in the deck.
So you have a 1-op voice, you have a 1-op Romanian, you have a 0-op space. Then you have a UN Star Wars for 1-op. You have Libs, which is probably going to end up a 1-op, but you want to hold that to save Central in case stuff happens there. And you have DiCarlo, which is a 2. That's it.
And it's all known.
Yes.
That's the worst part of this. The worst part of this hand right now is that it's known.
Ryan should have given CIA last turn.
Yeah. That's just what it comes down to, right?
Yeah.
So DiCarlo's hand. Okay, so if it was me, I would auto be flipping Zaire right now without even thinking, because I know there is no path without Africa Dom.
Unless unless he has Chernobyl, but in that case, I would have headlined Chernobyl.
Headlined it, yeah. So okay, so he doesn't have a free 3.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Oh, that's a mistake. He's overprotecting.
That's a huge mistake. Yep. That's a wasted op. That op should have gone into a non-battleground. It could have gone into Guatemala.
No, not only that, but that's a 4. For his AR7 play, a double break here could be huge, right? You could break 2 controls. It could flip a Dom in the Middle East.
Yeah.
That could be the mistake of the game if neither America comes out and Europe does. If no scoring comes out, I don't think it's doable.
Now, also, I think if David had either scoring, he would have jammed Brazil or Panama, right? With that 4? Because that's a guaranteed flip.
Yeah, it's a
So
guaranteed flip.
that suggests that David does not have those scorings.
It also suggests David doesn't have a 3.
Yeah. Well, no, but
Right?
that's a mistake by David by just using the 4th there in Zaire. He could have used a 4 and gone 3 there and then gone Guatemala or something.
Yeah, so that could be a costly mistake, or he doesn't have a free 3 and that one op should have been somewhere else. If he has a free 3, then that is an extremely costly mistake, though.
Yeah. Yes, I completely agree. If he has a guilt-free 3, that is a big mistake.
And that could be the difference of David making it close versus it's not a shot.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's rough.
Okay.
And you know what? We all tilt.
It's
We all tilt
whether he
and make mistakes.
whether he tilts, so whether he hit that roll or not is irrelevant. But okay, now that obligation is out of his hand. He's going to UN Star Wars and give voice. He had it.
Wow.
And he's going south.
He could just be realigned.
I mean, maybe he's just waiting to use VOA on south. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, you had Chernobyl, and now it would have taken 18 ops to flip those countries. Now, I don't think Reformer has been seen. Is that right?
That's right.
Warsaw's gone. D-Stall's gone. And Reformer's not seen. But even then, if I'm David, I would have taken that chance. I would have said, this is my best shot. I'm going for Europe. I'm going balls to the wall for Europe. And
or he just doesn't have 18
Reformer
in his hand.
Yeah.
It could just be he straight up does not have 18 in his hand.
Yep.
But that was also a huge mistake on Zaire.
Yep. Okay, here's a 1-op. Yeah, and see, if you had one in Guatemala here, I really would like to have one in Guatemala here. Yeah.
I don't understand why Ryan's not realigning Zaire. Like, you could trade Cuba for Zaire, and it's a win, I think. I think it's a win.
Okay, AI war. We're just marking time here. Okay. It's David knows that it is lost because he's just marking time here. Just a 1-op realign. Okay.
That's enough, though.
Yeah.
What if you went used VO? No, because you can't do precedence lists because you're still on off to play. I think this could have at least been done better for David to have a real shot at this. Maybe not. I feel like I'd have to go back and pause it, count things up, and figure out if there was a real shot or not if he played it properly. But also, going for Central's not the right move because of Lib Theo.
Yeah.
That's the only one where it's not the right move, I think.
And he used Chernobyl on South America.
But he could VOA it. I guess the thought is I'm going to VOA it to break Dom. Okay, so he's saying to me, or I'm going to realign Mexico.
Just use libs here.
I mean, what Central goes down to what 4, 5 versus Africa going up to 4. So I guess Central Dom is worth more. It's at 9 right now. It's the same.
Yeah,
the same, right?
Yeah, Central's 9 right now.
Yeah, so if it goes down to 5,
Yeah, this is fine. This is good.
this is fine.
And I have to give VOA AR7, which sucks.
Yeah, so that's the one thing I don't actually agree with. I don't know if giving VOA AR7 is the right choice. Right? Because now, okay, so
what would have been interesting is if David had Middle East. He could Chernobyl Middle East, and then VOA hits Middle East. You take them all out of Middle East. You score President's Dom, and then another President's Dom in final. But
okay, so
let's
think about this. Let's think about this for a second. VOA pulls, say, Argentina or Brazil. South America goes from 8 to 5. And that's one off, right?
That's not much.
No,
from South America.
You're using one VOA, and South America goes from 8 to 5. You take 2 out of the Middle East, and it goes from 0 to +3.
So just 1 out of the Middle East makes it 3.
No, because VOA can repair 1.
Yes.
You do 2. Or do you go to Mexico? Maybe there. Would there be?
Okay. All right. There's your ball game.
All right.
That was fun.
Why wouldn't you wait till? Yeah, that's. Okay. It all mattered for not.
Okay.
Why would you?
The whole thing was did not.
Why
matter.
would you? Yeah. Why would you go South America instead of Central, at least with Chernobyl?
Yeah, I mean, he had Central America in his hand. He knew he didn't have enough for Euro control.
It didn't matter.
So
Everything didn't matter. So it was all right. Okay. Well.
All right. Well, that was fun. So congratulations to Ryan on the victory. Very interesting game. Not a close game at the end, final scoring wise, but certainly an interesting late war. And so Ryan gets the win. David will not get the division championship. Patrick will earn a division championship. So congratulations to him. And Patrick will win the Saskatoon division. And Ted will, because of seeding changes, Ted will now draw Craig Richards. Oh, he had South too.
Oh.
So why did we even wait? Why did we even wait that long?
Yeah, why not just
end it?
Just fine. Yeah, come on, just end it. Oh man, here we are describing every possible opportunity that DiCarlo has as possible outs and ways to make this happen and pull something out of his ass, and he's both scorings.
Yeah. Woof.
Woof.
So David saying he played bad. Curious to hear what mistakes David thinks that he made.
Curious to look at the chat.
Yeah, the chat is. Patrick says I'm more nervous than playing myself, and Ted says me too. So people were into it, which is good. I like to see that. So let's see if we can get Ryan. Ryan, are you there?
I wish I could scroll up more on the chat so I could see if what people were thinking about the Willie conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got here? Where's Ryan? Oh, where's Ryan?
No, Ryan. No, he's still deafened. Oh, there he is. He's here.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey. Hello.
Oh, congratulations on the victory.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like much of a deserved victory, but it's a victory nonetheless. I feel like I should have won much sooner than I did, and I misplayed some hands that caused that game to drag out.
We did have some questions. Max, why don't you start?
You had a bunch of time opportunities to vent the Willie and really just stick the Willie in there, and you chose not to. So I'm kind of curious about that.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Turn 4?
Yeah, So turn 4, you had a path to 20, right? And that path involved inventing the lily and sticking it in.
I think he scored Middle East for domination or something, right? And then I lost that path. Is that right?
No, Middle East was even.
I think Middle East was even.
So what was funny was it was
You're right.
this whole arms race thing. Rewatch this because we had a discussion on what exactly just happened, and then I came up with this thing that said, "Oh, Ryan's a genius. We're idiots. He's gonna take the coup, force him to play into Panama, then he's gonna brush war. Unless he coups with a 4, he'll be able to get arms race off, and then." He tried to event arms race for 1 VP, which I've done in the past personally, but I've actually invented it instead of caught myself. And
Yep.
we were like, wow, well, Ryan actually has no fucking idea what he's doing, clearly. We're giving him too much credit.
To be fair, I did get arms race off and get to brushwear Panama. So,
You did.
but you're right. It was not some sort of great master plan.
You got done what you wanted to get done.
Yeah, I don't think I would have got into 20 anyway if I'd invented Willick. I think it involved like one small step working better or something like that.
It did involve
I don't
being
think
able to hit space.
you were getting there. Now, Ryan, talk to me a little bit about turn 7. I feel like there was turn 6. Turn 6.
Turn 6 is when I totally screwed everything up. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I thought there was a path to 20 here. Now, because he had Europe, there wasn't. I was surprised you didn't just go for central control.
Yeah.
And
so
talk to me a little bit about your thought process there.
My thought process was a total brain fart. For some reason, I thought that I was going to headline Purge. He was going to see it. And then he was going to have to choose between headlining Defectors or doing the ABM realigns. Totally forgetting that if I cooed and brought DEFCON down to 4, he would still be able to do the ABM realigns of France. So I thought it was a clever play, and it was just totally not.
Now, to be fair, Ryan, if you had not cooed there, then David would have been able to realign with just any card he damn well pleased and save ABM for something later. So I think there was still value in cooing there.
I think there was too, but I think the Purge headline was maybe less good, knowing that he very likely had Defectors. Like, he could have just headlined Vietnam or something. Vietnam would have actually been better because it would have protected Thailand against the realigns.
Well, it wouldn't have, though, because remember, ABM goes first.
Yeah,
we were talking about that.
Yeah, we both forgot that also.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
and then we all forgot it. All three of us. Fantastic.
So yes, and then you evented Vietnam after the horse was kind of out of the barn and Thailand had been flipped. But it was it was too late by then. And then did you think it? I was screaming it from the rooftops, and you had no interest. Did you think at all about eventing Olympic and Summit?
I thought about yes, I did.
Because if you score, and obviously he has to not have Europe, and he had Europe, so the whole thing is moot. But if you score central control, then an Olympic event puts a lot of pressure on him. Gives you potential. He potentially has to boycott, and then a Summit event potentially also could have gotten you close. So yeah, that was interesting.
Knowing he had Europe in retrospect, it wouldn't have made a difference.
No.
But you're right. At the time, I did consider it. And I forget why I didn't. I don't know. I was just like, DEFCON was high. I had some useful coups for 1 ops and 2 ops, so I was couing in like Southeast Asia and things like that. So
yeah. Now, also, can you talk to me about turn 9? Why didn't you dump CIA turn 9? I felt like dumping it there wasn't that bad with him under Quag with Africa scored. How come you didn't dump it turn 9?
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I maybe should have with how bad my hand was, but I'm like, my hand is really bad. He's going to see my bad hand. I was not confident about winning on the board. It's actually not at all confident. And so I'm like,
that's crazy because you are so far ahead, right? With the VP track, when you add the VP track, you're very far ahead.
Yeah, you needed to avoid a situation where his scorings come and yours didn't. We were potentially in a situation where Europe and Asia could have come, and then Central and South don't, and then this is a very different game. Obviously, that's not what happened. The opposite happened, and it looked like an easy win for you. So that was it. You weren't were not confident that you had it locked up on the board, and you felt the need to go for South control.
Yeah, once I saw Asia come out, I'm like, this is gonna like you said, if South and Central don't come out, this is gonna be really close. And if Europe comes out and they don't, I might lose. And like I'd have a very real chance of losing, especially with my bad hand, and especially if he saw that and had a strong hand.
Yep.
He could have easily just bullied me and flipped. Like he already had Argentina at that point. He could have easily like flipped somewhere else in South America, started flipping stuff in Central, and there would have been nothing I could have done.
Yep.
In retrospect, knowing what I drew turn 10, I probably should have just given it up. But
Yeah,
you
honestly
had some
though,
bad
great.
late war hands.
Yeah, bringing CIA and VOA into turn 10 is never a good feeling. That's all I'm gonna say. Like,
yep.
No,
And then I
like
drew a Cal and Star Wars, and at first I was like, all right, you know what? It's going to be okay. I'm going to play Cal AR1. I'm going to space Star Wars, and I'm going to UNCIA, and it's going to be fine. And then I'm like, as long as he doesn't headline Purge, and then of course he headlined Purge. But
I guess there were no degraders out there, right?
Yeah.
So was CMC around?
I don't.
No, that was turn 7.
No.
Turn 7 it was played.
Okay, yeah. So did you count the cards and determine that there were no degraders around? Because obviously headlines a Garden Variety DEFCON degrader and you lose there.
I knew I was safe, and if I hadn't been, I would have headlined Cal.
Yep. I assumed
but
that
actually
you would do that, but it makes obviously the way you did it was better because you knew there was no degrader.
Headlining Cal here would have lost me the game, I believe. So it was good that I didn't.
It would have. It would have.
Yes.
That's crazy. Wow, that's actually crazy to think about. That headline probably lost you the game.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, I think that this was the right play on turn 10. I think probably on turn 9 there's a very strong argument to make that I should have just given CIA and that I was being unreasonable by not giving it. But turn 8, I think it was probably right not to give it. It was just maybe I should have given it, but it was so painful with Africa.
Oh, I agree with not giving a turn 8. It was really bad to give a turn 8. You could have potentially headlined Africa turn 8 and then given it after, but would have just gotten defectored or ABM'd. It could have gotten ABM'd, whatever.
ABM.
ABM would have flipped the scoring.
Yeah.
Right.
So you handled it right. You definitely handled it right on turn 8, I think. Turn 9 is when I would have given it. He probably coups Zaire, which Africa was scored. If he coups in Central or South, even if he rolls a 6, you can repair and he's under Quag. So I think you would have been okay. I think you should have given it turn 9. But you know what? It turned out great for you. And he drew both of the bad scorings turn 10, and it ended up on paper. This is going to go down as an easy win, although I bet during the late war it did not feel like that.
I was cruising until turn 6. And turn 1 to 5, I'm like, oh, it's a matter of time. Turn 6 was crushing. Partially because I played it poorly. And then I was on edge until turn 10 action round, whenever he played Central America scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you listen to our discussions up until the Americas come out and probably like right around kitchen debates, let's say, there were a lot of ways for David to win depending what was in his hand. Like there were 100% outs still on you losing the game with your shit hand.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Like, I mean, the board was not a lock, right? I was going to have to give voice towards the end of the...
Yes. So I know you were Chernobyl and it's voice, but like giving a known voice AR7, if David had not had 2 scorings, it's like a free AR plus a VOA plus a free AR. I feel like I would have given voice in the middle of the turn, but that also might have been a really bad choice. So because you have nothing to follow it up with because it's all 1-ups. I don't know.
My worry was if he had a strong hand, he was going to bully me no matter what. If I give voice, he gets to bully me for much cheaper, right? He's going to get to flip a lot of this. That's
fair.
But so you won by 23. I believe Central was 9, and I believe South was 5. So that's 14. Yeah. So if instead of having South and Central, he has Europe and a 4-op. Okay, that's correct me if I'm wrong, a 19 VP flip, so that's 4, and then he can use a 4-op to create 4 more VPs, and maybe win. So it was certainly close. If his hand just goes a little bit different. Ryan, can you show us how many cards were left in the draw deck?
Yeah, so I was up by 15 before he scored these two things in final.
Yeah.
This is actually not final. This is
Yeah.
we didn't get to final score.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so
Yeah.
you were going to win by a lot
wait,
more.
Justin, did you just forget that they didn't get the final scoring?
I did forget that. Oops. Okay.
Oh, just like if Syria is connected to Turkey, that kind of forget.
Yeah, I did forget that.
Yeah. Okay.
I did forget whether Syria and Turkey were connected. I'm playing Patrick tomorrow, so watch tomorrow to see what kind of stupid mistakes I make.
What time's this game at?
10:30 Eastern.
Ooh.
Morning or
God.
evening?
Morning.
Oh, nice.
Jesus Christ. Okay, right when I wake up. Okay, I'll watch that. We'll
Set your alarm, Max. Set your alarm, Maxie boy. All right. Well, yes, you're right. You are right. Now in final, let's just for shits and gigs.
I was up by 15 going into those last two scorings.
Okay. Yep. So the board looks reasonably even, but yeah. Okay.
I would have been up by 15 before I gave voice and before those scorings, counting the VPs and the board.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he could have gotten like a couple of victory points here. I don't think he had 15 from voice and then a follow-up play, but he could have.
No, I think if he had Africa Dom and had the 4 from Africa, it was doable. If he had if he had a 4 VOA and then 4 with Africa Dom, he won the game for sure.
Yeah. He's ahead.
Even like a 4 and a 3.
With VOA, he's ahead on the board. Obviously not with the VP track the way it was, but yeah, he is. His final scoring would have been positive for him.
Totally.
Yeah, but anyway.
Also, were you really considering not realigning Venezuela at +3? Like, dude, you're like willing to play with. You're willing to play with fire with Star Wars and DEF CON, but you're like, oh, Venezuela at +3. Oh, I'm gonna live dangerously there.
There was very little benefit to it. Like it was already overprotected, had a realign going into it. I'm like, if I hadn't had Panama in my hand, I probably wouldn't have done it.
We're just giving you shit. Thank you for streaming this though. And even though Justin hijacked it, it was still a very fun game. And
yeah, I thought it was going to be a dead of the speed first couple turns, but it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, it ended up being way more stressful than it had to be for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys.
Nice win, Ryan.
All right.
Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good rest of your night. Sleep well. For Max Goldman and Ryan Pindulic, this is Justin Abramson signing off. That was fun, but now it's done. So long, everybody.